she'll start right at the front of the mat. And you can start with the, just start with the feet together, the heels apart, so you get that nice opening right through the outsides of the feet. Now that is the best position. I'm just going to show you, kind of exaggerated. It's that the heels, when they're slightly apart, that will help to open the sacrum. When you turn them in, it can be a rotation in of the hip bones, but you want them rotated out. Kind of like the opposite of dance. So that's your best position for the sacrum. Okay, got that covered. So I'm going to just pull up through all the toes and then stretch down through the toes. And spread the toes, so you're pressing down through the base of them. And then come on slowly up on the toes. So you're going to lift and draw right up from the rib cage to see if there's any balance there. And then slowly come down. I purely lucked out. I usually find I topple on that one. And you're seeing if you can come up incrementally. Now we're working deep calf muscles, and we're also working the feet and a little bit of shin. And if you feel this more in one area, that's probably the tightest part. If it's the calf, or if it's the front of the ankle, Julian, or if it's in through the shin. So just notice where you can feel like, the most work. So I'm coming quite slow, a nice control. So try not to fall down, but trying to slowly lower so you can actually use your legs, mainly the lower leg muscles, to get the slow lowering. Oops, and then down. I'll do one more. And just rising. And come on back down. Okay, now come on over the top of the foot, and you're gonna roll right to the outside of the baby toe. And the knee is bending in. So you get that opening through the hip. And then just press that knee. So I've got the knee coming across, and then you can come back. And then onto the baby toe. And then just roll across like this. Now, I have a friend who used to be able to squat, well, maybe still squat in this position. In other words, he would have his knees off the floor like this. I gotta show you because it used to blow my mind. But he would come up off the floor like this and balance. And his yoga teacher insisted that they be able to do that. So that is anything that you are pulling the knees up and pressing the ankle forward, we'll get that whole shin piece in here. Okay, so then just come up and down really quickly. Where this, remembering that the calf is basically the heart of the low leg, and it's also the pump of the low leg. And anytime you do this, you're drawing blood right down into the ankle. So this is a really good thing to do to warm up. And we'll also warm up a little bit through the backs of the knees. Okay, good. Now one more time, just really quickly, come over and then over again to the other side. And there we go. Now we'll come right to the front of the mat. And you can take your hands into the heart, press the thumbs together, and just keep the shoulder blades down as you rise from the rib cage. Keep the rib cage in. And here we go. Breathe in, gaze up. And then exhale, fold forward, forward bend. Breathe in, come halfway up, touch. Exhale, fold forward. Planting the hands, jump or step the legs back. Rotate into your side plank, but take an extra breath and go a little further. And then breathing in fully. Come on, back to the middle. Planking, rotate to the other side. Opening, draw that shoulder blade back. Extra breath, really lift. And then you can come back. Now come on into your plank. Now send the heels back. And you want to actually go further than plank. So you can see I'm not over my wrists. And that way you can get a stretch. Once again, right into the deep calf. Let's go right against the bone with any luck. The bum is a tiny bit higher so you can get that leverage back of the heel. And now do a little bounce. And you're pressing the heels back, so back and back and back. And now come on forward onto the toes for upward dog. And then breathe in and come back into that position. So you press the heels back. You can see it's like I'm doing a sloppy downward dog, like a sort of one. And I'm just pressing the heels down. And that will help to get right into the ankles. And then you come forward again, take a deep breath, upward dog. And then exhale. Once again, bum comes back, press through the whole palms. So we're getting deep into the calf muscle. And then 2 more times. Come on forward, breath in, upward dog, lift the chin. And then exhale, come back again, pressing through the heel, breath. And once more, breathe in, upward dog. And then exhale, press the heels back. Okay, good. Now we're going to step the foot in, feet in about 1 foot, come up into a full downward dog, lengthening with the bum bones coming up to the ceiling, and let your head completely dangle. Now just do a little turn of your head from side to side, releasing the neck. Let your shoulder blades slide down and back. And now you can bend your knees. Now pull the bum up to the ceiling and then jumper step the feet to the hands. Come on, halfway up. Nice, beautiful in-breath. Exhale, full forward reach with the crown of the head. Breathe in, lift, coming all the way up. Press the palms and pinkies together. Exhale to center. And then inhale again, gazing up. Exhale, fold forward, forward bend. Breathe in, come halfway up, just touch. Exhale, fold forward, plant the hands. Jump or step the legs back, coming into your plank, either legs bent or straight, whichever feels best. And once again, take a nice deep breath. Extra stretch back with the arm as you open through the ribs. And then back to your center, planking or on your knees, rotate to the other side. Again, draw that shoulder blade back. Lift the rib cage. Breath. And then you can come back to your center. Reach the heels out. So in your plank, take the feet to the outside edges of the mat and send the heels back. Pull up from the rib cage. So do have the body in a really strong line. Then step the feet together. And then coming wide, reach the heels out again and step together. And wide. And step together. One more, coming wide. Now stay together and then rotate to the outside right foot. Feet are stacked. You can always take the top leg in front if that helps to keep the lift. Pull the underside waist up. Rotate to the other side. Keep the underside waist lifting, breath. And then back to your center. And now you can exhale to lower. We'll come down, knees bent. Press the elbows close into the side body for Sphinx pose. Take an in-breath, gaze up. Now lift the eyes and let your palms press down and the elbows press down. Take one more deep breath. And then bend the knees right underneath the hips. Take the palms underneath the shoulders. Tuck the toes under. Inhale, arc the back, lift the eyes, exhale, and then round into your downward dog. Lift the left leg straight up in the air or stay in downward dog. Come up on, just stay there, by the way. I just want to see who's here so I know who I'm talking to. And, oh, okay, good. And then you can change legs. Virginia, Nita, Sabine, okay, wonderful. Good morning, Virginia and Nita. I just want to know who's there. And good, so I think you got your right leg up by now easily, and then you come back down into downward dog. Now, holding the bum bones back, pull the core in, and then let's bend down onto the knees, keep the toes tucked under, and then bring the palms forward and come on back. So you're going to look up and slide the shoulder blades down. Lift the eyes as high as you can. High as you can. Keep pulling the bum bones back. Palm the mat out there, really reaching out, stretch underneath the arms. And then come on up. Bringing the hands right under the shoulders. Take an in-breath, lift the eyes. And once again, exhale, rise into your downward dog. And then on your next in-breath, we're coming forward, gaze up, come up onto the tiptoes, jump or step the feet to the hands, come on halfway up, that's one in-breath, and then exhale, fold. Breathe in, bring the arms up, palms together, and center. Inhale, draw up, open. Exhale, fold. Breathe in, come halfway up, just touch. Exhale, fold. Planting the hands, jump or step the legs back. Rotate into your side plank. And again, come for an extra breath. Maybe you take the arm a little further back. Opening, and then rotate back to your plank. Come on to the other side, open. Again, draw that shoulder blade back. Wonderful breath. And then come on back to your center. Take the feet wide. Also, feel free to come down onto the elbows because that might feel better, Virginia, through the elbows. Sorry, the wrists. So just then step the feet together. So just noticing the best position. Either position, keep the ribs up and then step the feet wide. And now together, reach the heels out and wide and together. And last one. And together, bend the knees, lower down onto the floor, before you go down, tuck the pubic bone down. Now press the elbows right beside the rib cage. Take an in-breath, gaze ahead. Press the palms down as the eyes lift. Press the toes down. Then head neutral. Bend the knees right underneath the hips. Take the hands under the shoulders. Take an in-breath, gaze up from tabletop. Exhale and rise into your downward dog. Good. Now we take the left leg straight up, come up on the toes of the right foot, bend that left heel in and then circle the knee. Bring it out, open through that thigh, and then bring that leg up and come down. Bring the right leg up, come up on the toes of the left foot, extend through the leg, bend the heel in, circle the knee, coming around, open, and then extend that leg up and come down, and then pulling back evenly from the hips. Just pull the core in. One more breath, and again the head dangles, top of the head reaches to the floor. Now come up, breathe in, gaze up, come up onto the toes. Jump or step the feet to the hands. Come on, halfway up, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, breathe the arms up, bring the palms together. And then exhale to center. And again, inhale, gazing up, open through the chest. Exhale, fold, forward, forward bend. Breathe in, come halfway up, touch. Exhale, fold forward. Planting the hands, jump or step the legs back. Rotate into your side plank. If you can lift the top leg up, do. Keep the chest pulled in so you don't arc the back. Coming back to your center. Rotate to the other side. Breath. Reaching the leg out if that's an option. Pressing the bottom foot down strongly to give you that stabilization. Come back to your center. Reaching out through the heels, rib cage, lift it. Take the legs wide in your plank. Get the heels charging back. Now, dump your right knee down, just touch, and then straighten the leg. And left, and straighten. And right, and straighten, and left. And straighten, and right. Straighten. Two more of these, so here we go. One, and last one. And now step the legs together. Bend, you're going to shift forward, so you're right on the very, very tops of the feet. Tuck your pubic bone forward, lower down, and then take the elbows beside the rib cage. Press into the palms, breathe in, gaze up. And one more breath. Now you can bend your knees, take them right underneath the hips, take the palms under the shoulders. Tuck the toes under, arc the back, lift the eyes. Exhale, rise into downward dog. Once again, take the left leg straight up. Reach up through that heel. Bend the knee and now turn and look under the left armpit. And you want to really send that left knee super high. So you're opening through that quad. Strongly up on the ball of the right foot. And then you can extend that left leg out. Here we go, bring it down. Take a breath. Exhale, take the right leg up. Bend that heel in. Look under the right armpit. Send that right knee super high. opening. Just imagine you're trying to lose all the change in your right pocket for some reason. Bruce Cockburn never used to, what was it? He would never use bills. He would only use as much change as he had. It was all about like not spending money. Anyways, that aside, bring the leg down, come back to your center, and then just pulling the bum bones back. Now you can gaze up, come up onto the tiptoes, jump or step the feet to the hands, come on halfway up, flat back. Exhale, fold. And then inhale, breathe the arms up, press the palms together, and then just exhale the arms to center. Okay, now from here, let's take the feet right just hip width apart. You can have the hands right onto the low back. Press the elbows back. Take an in-breath, gaze up. Now exhale and hinge forward from the low back. Now take the hands, grab onto the big toes if you're forward. Otherwise, you can have the hands onto the shins. And the main activation is to pull up through the inner thighs and the core. And then to whichever position you're in, if you're up like this, reach out through the top of the head and pull the core in. In a forward fold even further, then again, make sure you're in all four corners of the feet. As you really lift the bum bones up to the ceiling. And on your exhale, the abdominal wall really draws in. And one more breath. The head does dangle in your forward fold. Now breathe in, gaze up. Take the hands forward about 10 inches. Now, of course, you can bend your knees here to get the hands to the floor. And you could also be on your fingertips. And then if you're somebody that has a block, you could also have a block here if you need that. In your forward fold now, you're going to bend the knees and look up. And then take the hands just behind the back. So you're going to turn the palms up, the thumbs are in, and you're going to bring your chest in contact with your thighs. And it's the chest or the ribcage or both. And the arms come back, and you're going to lift the head and lift the chin, but send the fingers down. And get a long line from your tailbone sitting and dropping, just like an Utkatasana. And the top of the head is reaching up. Feel the heat in the quads as you keep pressing through all four corners of the feet and keep moving the hands back. So we're opening the quads, also the buttocks, and we're using the strength of the lines to get the opening. And one more breath. Now from here, we come up and you breathe in, lift, step the feet together, gazing up, and then bend the arms right over to your left. And you lengthen out of that right side. You keep the rib cage coming in and both feet are planted. And your breathing is steady. And then you can breathe in, draw all the way back up. Exhale over. Keep the breath full as the elbow comes back and as you rise, right out from the rib cage. And then taking the left hand down, you take the right hand behind, move the hands towards each other, and draw the elbows back so that you want to have your rib cage really lifted. And of course, if the hands are not together, because that can be really challenging, then you're just going to move the elbow back. So again, that right elbow will really press back. Now, lift from your rib cage, step your feet hip width apart, take an in-breath, and then exhale over and reach and knit the ribs in, reach the elbow high as you lengthen out from your waist. Keep your breathing steady as the elbow comes back. And yes, and you are dropping the head, so the ear is coming down towards the shoulder. And you keep that length out of your right side of your waist. And then you're going to take that arm out, step your right heel over to the side, bring the left toes forward, just open right into the side of the body. Draw the back rib cage back, and then slide over to your side, and then come on down into your triangle. And bring that top shoulder blade back as you open through the chest. Breath. breath. Keep that top waist pulling back. The back foot is anchoring. On this hand down here, there's barely any weight. It's really the body is pulling back to get that hinge right out from your right side. And one more breath. Do keep the chin in as the top of the head reaches out. Next in breath, draw all the way back up. Step the feet back together. Now we take the opposite arm up. Take the left hand, oh boy, I think it's this one. Darn it. Yeah, there we go. So you're gonna lift, you've got the left elbow up, you've got the right elbow back. You take an in-breath, lift the eyes, step the feet hip width apart, and then exhale, come over to the side, and do keep this top left elbow back as you lengthen from the waist, and you pull up through the thighs. Keep the ribs knitted in. And again, both elbows press back. Whichever position the hands are in, they both press back. So you get that length right out from the left side of your ribs. And then you breathe in, come on back up. Take the arms out, stepping the right foot out. Turn the left heel out 45 degrees. Just open through the torso. And then you exhale over and keep this left hip back. So you're drawing back as you lengthen right out from the waist. And then keep the shoulder blade back. The chin is in. Breathing is steady. And again, really reach out from the right waist. If you need to bend your front knee, that's perfectly fine. If you can keep the leg pretty straight. If you can see I'm not locking my knee out, you want to pull up through the quad a little bit so you keep that inner thigh working. And breath. Keep drawing the top left hip back. And now breathe in, draw all the way back up. We're going to turn towards the front of the mat. The hips are square to the front, feet are hip width apart. Take both hands onto the low back. Take an in-breath, lift that left arm up. And then exhale and extend out. You're taking the left hand on the outside of the right foot, and then you turn and you draw that right shoulder arm back. The chin comes in slightly as you lift, as you open, and you're drawing your rib cage in. Keep both feet pressing down to give you that stabilization. And one more breath. And then you can come down with the eyes and the body. Breathe in, lift. You windmill the arm up. Rotate exactly to the left side. The right heel is back. Hands onto the low back to like a shoehorn pulling up right through the low back. The arm lifts. You come up and over onto the outside of that left foot. Press into the left hand. Turn, gazing up. But do keep the chin in so the back of the neck is long. Keep on pulling in through that left rib cage and keep on pressing down through the back foot. Good. Breath. Breath. Now gaze down. Windmill, breathe in, lift all the way back up. You can turn your feet parallel. Now step your right foot forward, turn the right toes towards the front, and then turn the left heel out so you're on a diagonal. Come into your warrior position with the right knee directed forward, and you're just gazing beyond the middle finger. And you want to draw that left rib cage back. Feel the crown of the head ascending up. And see if you can have this right thigh parallel to the floor. And keep the chest open. We're going for 2 more breaths. As you keep the rib cage back, the body is facing the side. Your eyes again right over the middle finger. And now we come down and you come onto the inside of that right foot. Or of course you can take the hand to the elbow to that'd be tricky, elbow to your knee and draw your left shoulder back. Just like to crack myself up here. And you want to just keep that right knee directed forward as the Left rib cage is back. The way that you know that you want to come down, if you can see the line from the head to the heel here, that's what you're going for. Now, if I go like this, I kind of lose that line. You want to make sure you have a line from the top of the head to the heel. If you have to collapse the side, then you want to stay up. But if you can keep the side up and back, body still facing the side, you know you're in the best position. And I'm finding today I've got to be on the fingertips in order to find that placement. So feel for the best position for your body each time. Every day can be like an investigation. You're discovering what your body gives you. And then it can come all the way back up and just open. Here we go, other side. Turn the right heel out, rotate in the other direction, draw the right waist back. Direct that left knee forward, rise from the top of the head. Keep that back right foot active so you feel yourself pulling back from there and you're drawing the rib cage in. You're just gazing beyond the middle finger. Rise from the top of the head. Breath. Breath. And again, oops, I'm not going as low on this, but technically you do want to have the thigh parallel to the floor. And then here we go. Either come down to the floor or the elbow. Again, watch that line that the top of the head is creating a line right down to your heel. And you may be able to bring the hand down. Draw that right shoulder back. Breath is full. Gazing towards the hand. You won't quite see it. You might, but I don't want you to turn your head that much. And you keep the hand back. You gaze towards that hand from the peripheral side vision there. And you've got your shoulder blade back. Now we're going to take the hand down. Now we're going to turn and walk back towards the right foot. Come up on the toes of the back left foot. Rise from the rib cage. And now touch that knee down and keep the leg extending back. So you're not going to come forward, but you're going to stay back with the heel, touch, and then lift that leg. I know this is really strong. Touch, strong, bringing the pretty word. And you want to just reach the heel out and touch and reach the heel up. We're going to do this one more time. Touch, reach the heel up. Now turn and come back. Press that left heel back and down parallel. Turn to your left and keep the front right knee bent. So we're coming into the same position, but we're doing it as a side triangle. And you keep pulling that top waist back as you open through the chest. And then we can take that hand down. Take the right hand on the outside. Take your time to change legs. You might step down onto the knees. Take both hands on the inside of the left foot. Send the right heel back. Lift from the rib cage. Strong back right leg. Touch that knee down. And then straighten. And touch. And straighten. And touch. And straighten. And touch. And straighten. Really reach. And last one. And straighten. Now we press that back right foot down parallel. Keep the front left knee bent. Open through the side of the body and draw the right rib cage back. Stay nice and open through the chest. Again, anchoring through that back foot. Keep your breath solid. Keep that left knee bent to a right angle. And then here we go, we come right back down. Now you're going to come down onto the back knee and then point the toes. And now pull the toes up on this side and you turn the ankle toes out. So really listening to your knee here, everybody. So the knee is going to come slightly forward on the diagonal and your back right pocket area is going to slip forward like you're, as if you're going to try to touch it to the floor. Then take your right hand further forward and see if you can come down, turn to your left and gaze back. You can press the back right foot down to help pull the thigh down. And really pull up from the skin now so you get even more of a rise from the rib cage. And keep pulling up and breathing fully. Okay, really good. And now you can just come back up. Take the hands beside, and now turn the toes forward. Now take the left hand up, turn, and keep this left knee directed forward as you open. Keep the left shoulder blade coming back. Take an extra breath here. Okay, really good. Now take that left hand down, and then just lift through the back foot. And that's it. You're going to lift from the rib cage and really charge that back right heel back. So you're opening strongly through the quad. I'm hoping that most of this is in your right quad. The leg is so far back that you're stretching that pocket area in the right, that front right pocket area. And then you're going to drop down again. We change legs. Take the hands on the inside. Take the left leg back. Take your time. Both hands over to the left. Step the right foot way forward. Take both hands on the inside, tuck the toes under, lift from the rib cage, really press that left heel back so you're nicely opened as you press back. And then you can come down onto that left knee. And now you're going to drop that left foot, point the toes, take the left hand further forward about 8 inches, and then drop that left hip as you rotate to the side. And you're looking over that right shoulder, and you're pulling up from the skin of the torso. You get a wonderful rise. Really lift from there. Stay with your breathing. Lovely breath. Keep pulling up. Now you can take your left hand in, and you're going to turn the right toes out. So you've got that diagonal. And then take the hands forward again. Sorry about that, you guys. I was just almost got the order mixed up. So you're going to drop that left hip forward and turn and look up over the right shoulder. So you're truly stretching through the skin of the core here. And you drop that left hip forward and rise and pull up from the abdomen. Pull the ribs in, lift them up. Keeping the pull up really opening there. And now you can turn the right toes forward. Take the left hand on the inside of the right foot, turn to your right, and draw that right shoulder blade back. Your chest is lifted and you're open from the ribs. And breath is steady. Now you can take that right hand down, and you're going to straighten the front right leg, point the toes, and reach over the inside of that foot. And you pull up from the waist. Keep your breathing steady. Keep pressing the toes down as you pull up from the right waist. Breath. Okay, very good. Now, hands are on either side of the foot, and take that right foot back. Take the left foot forward. I know it's a bit tricky. And especially if you have long legs, it might take a while to get that changed. Now just point the toes and then extend over the inside of that left thigh. Keep the toes actively pressing down as you stretch through the shin and fold forward over the waist. Pull up from your core. And breath. Okay, really great. Now we're going to take both hands on the inside. Take your left leg straight out to the side so it's right in line with your waist. And then you're going to lift up from your ribcage, standing kneel, come over that left leg and take your right arm up and out to the side. Here you are. So you're getting a beautiful lift of the chin and you're opening through the side waist. Draw that left shoulder blade back. Pull up from the thigh and breath. Breath. Stretch right through the waist. And then you can take that arm down. Good, here we go to the other side. Taking that right leg out, pressing into the foot. Lift and lengthen. Come out from the side waist. And again, keep the rib cage drawing up through the skin as you get over that leg and your shoulder blade is back. Good. I don't know if you guys are feeling the moisture today, but holy summer. Here we are. And then you can breathe in, come all the way back down. Now coming into your kneeling position, we'll come right into breath of joy. So we'll have the hands coming right back, and of course the elbows are in a little bit behind the shoulders. So you've got that wonderful opening through the front shoulder girdle. Okay, we're gonna go for 35 pumps. We're gonna do 2 rounds with 3 breaths in between. And here we go, breathing in. Now just let the hands relax. Taking 3 regular breaths with your beautifully squared rib cage pulled back, and you're rising from the tip of the hips. You've got space in the diaphragm. Wonderful opening through the shoulders. Also watch that the chin is back. That's such a good practice to keep the upper back engaged, shoulders back and the back engaged. And here we go, 35 pumps, breathing in. And then just let the arms release, come into 3 nice full breaths to feel all the effects of this. Lovely. Good. We're going to tip over to your left side. Now take your top right foot over, and you'll pull the heel in as tight as you can, and then hug nice and low on the shin, and then lift through the rib cage and gaze up as you bend the elbows in. We're going for a buttock stretch right here, but we're also drawing the shoulders back, and that will help you to get quite a great lift from your low back. So you're using the leverage of your leg to pull your low back up and lift. Next, we take that foot and we hold on to the foot, and you can hold on anywhere. Now lift from your low back, bring the leg up, pull forward from the core. If it's possible, extend that leg out. You might hold on behind the knee. Pull the toes back and draw your shoulder blades back and pull in from the core. So you're attempting to lift from the low core instead of letting the low back round. So as much as you can. You could even use the hand beside you to lift to get that rise. And then we'll take the opposite hand as the foot. So I believe it's your left hand. And you're going to take the arm around and then turn and rise, rotate to the side and lift right up. Now see if you can keep the pull up from the low core as the shoulder blade is back as you get that wonderful rise. And stay with your breathing. Pulling up from the core, use the arm to pull you high. Okay, wonderful. And now you can take that ankle down. So now we're in the tipped position we began in. And then you take the knees over to the other side. Take your top left leg across and then drop that leg in. And sometimes you have to kind of maneuver the bum back a bit to get the hip bone down. Pull that ankle super high. Give yourself a hug around the legs. Do your rise from the rib cage. Beautiful. The shoulders keep on drawing back as you bend in the elbows and you get that wonderful rise. And lifting. Fantastic. Keep pulling the core in as you draw the shoulder blades back and down so you're not forward. And then the breath, holding the foot, or behind the knee or behind the calf. Lift from the rib cage. Keep your shoulders back as you get the rise. Keep opening. Fantastic. Breath. Keep that lift. Come up from your low back as you draw the hip bone into the socket. So one thing, and again, you might use your hand. One thing you might notice is your quad can grab. So see if you can pull down through the lower core. I used to always take my thumb and press. It's kind of painful because that's where the psoas is. And you press into the creak, that little tiny, it's not a creak, but it just feels creaky. You're pressing down into there, and then you press the elbow back just to get that rise from the rib cage. And then you can come with your right hand across. Take the arm behind, lift, draw to the front of the bum as you rise, opening through the chest. Breath, breath, breath. And then you can gently release that leg. Now we'll take the feet together and draw the soles of the feet together for cobbler. Take the thumbs on the bottoms of the feet, turn the soles of the feet up to the ceiling. Take an in-breath, gaze up, lift the eyes, and then exhale. Extend out over the legs and turn the soles of the feet up towards the ceiling as much as you can. Keep that pull forward. Keeping your breathing full. And then you can draw and come all the way back up. Wonderful. We're going to take this onto all fours. We just need to quickly do a front body opening before we come onto the back. So I want you to come down into cobra by bringing the legs back and lower your body down. Take the hands forward so the elbows are pressed, and then press your pubic bone under to lengthen your low back. Press your palms into the floor. Okay, now the tops of the feet press down, and then you press into the palms and gaze up. The chest is open, shoulders are back. Breathe in and out through the nose, lifting the eyes. One more breath. And then you can gently release the elbows down. Now take the hands in about 8 inches. Press into the palms or stay out further if that's a little bit crunchy in through the low back. Sometimes you need to give more space for the vertebrae. And it can be more challenging in the morning, but it can also be worth it to go for it if it's a squeeze but not discomfort, because you will squeeze the nerves in there and you will get some stimulation of them to start the day, which can really raise your energy. So your palms are pressing down, you're lifting with the eyes, press the tops of the feet down. So any kind of back arc like this, a back bend, is really about the front body opening. And the tops of the feet press down to pull your tailbone down, and it's very stimulating. I love to stimulate the body. It feels so good. First thing in the morning, and then you can gently lower. Okay, take your elbows are right under your shoulders. Bend the knees in gently, gently. To child's pose back and release the forehead to the floor. And stay with your child's pose while I hydrate here. So keep on pulling back right from the core. And then do just a little fishtail side to side there. Just let your little ducktail go side to side. And then you can slowly uncurl, and now you're going to come right down onto your back. And let the knees bend. Now, the first thing is let's just do a counter stretch. Come on right into pulling the knees in wide. Make circles with the knees. Now, I'd like to give you some options here because sometimes you might need to do some easier poses in the morning that have less activation with the low back. So I'd like you to come into, let's see, we're going to do looking at the time, we'll do one bridge, everybody, with the feet hip width apart, taking the hands towards the heels. Now tip your tailbone out and let the backs of the shoulders be on the floor as you send your knees away. And breath. Now, as you do that, you want to keep your breathing steady. And then you can gently lower and come on down. Wonderful. Once again, draw the knees in, pull the knees in wide. And then the next pose is to come into your shoulder stand. And you'll come into your shoulder stand while I demonstrate the alternative, which is to hold on to the backs of the calves and to bend the knees wide. So you're doing a gentle rock there from side to side in that position. The elbows are just bent to the outside. And then if that's a piece of cake, then just hold on to the feet and let the knees bend to the outside. Your shoulders are dropped back. Gently rocking side to side. Okay, that is really great. Now just let the heels drop. And, oh, I'm so sorry, shoulder stand, you have come into your plow, you probably figured that out. And then everybody coming down from your plow, or begin your plow and go into it for 2 more breaths. Sorry about that, I forgot about you guys. Now you want to take, once you come down from your plow or from your happy baby pose, take the legs out. And you can take the hands, one thumb over the other, right underneath to come right into fish. Press the elbows into the floor, point the toes. Keep your legs active as you come right onto the back of the head, and the elbows are pressing down as your feet are pointing forward. Your chest is open. And breath. And breath. Good. One more breath. Again, you're opening the throat. And now keep all the weight in the elbows as you slowly lower down. And then releasing the hands right to the side of the body. The next thing is to bend the knees once again. And now pull the right ankle on top of the left knee. And you're going to press that right knee away. And then come into your hip stretch. Draw the left leg up. And if you can grab behind the knee, that's great. If you can grab in front of the shin, you'll get a little further stretch. And you want to keep that right knee pressing away. Keep the right toes flexed. So you're going to pull back right from there and pull in. And keep your shoulders back. See if you can pull in a little more. We're going to go for 2 more breaths. And again, keep that right knee actively pressing away. And then you can gently come down, take the arms overhead, and then bend the knee over to your left. You can see the right foot's going to stay flexed and the right knee is going to keep pressing away. So you're not crossing over, and you keep that opening through the right waist. The hands reach out, they're slightly open, so you've got a narrow V as you press that right knee away. And then just while you're there, go into just a little giggle, just a little. So you can let your whole body rest back. Good. And then take in 1 more big breath. Great. Now breathing in, draw that leg up. And then uncross the right leg, bring the arms back down. Cross your left ankle over, flex that left foot, press the left knee away. And then grab behind the right knee or in front, if you can grab the shin, and then draw the left leg in. Keep that left knee actively moving away as you keep the left foot flexed in. And keep that left knee rotating out to go into the left hip really deeply. And again, you're bending the elbows. Stay with your breathing. Wonderful breaths. Good. One more breath. Excellent. And now let that right heel down. Keep the left knee rotating away. Breathe in, arms overhead, and then exhale the arms back, and then bend over to the right side. Your gaze can be to the side or to the ceiling, whatever feels great. Keep that left knee rotating away and that left foot flexed. Stay with your breathing. Upper body, drawing back. Again, nicely open. Wonderful breaths. One more breath. Great. Now breath in, draw the leg back up to the center. Bring the arms back down to the side, uncross that leg. Do a little pelvic lift to peel the tailbone up off the floor and just flattening in through the low back to counter stretch there. And then you can gently release. So that was just a tiny one. And then you can let your legs go. Come right into Shavasana, lying relaxation. Let your shoulder blades come under. Allow the palms to roll up to the ceiling and the fingers naturally curl. Good. Just stay there with the breathing. And just notice if there's any way you could let go any more. Notice if there's any body part that can let go more. And maybe you too are also enjoying the sound of the birds. Such a fantastic chorus out there this morning. Just keep on letting go. And take another minute to release. Again, check and notice if there's any part of your body that can let go more. And now with the awareness on your breathing, take in a fuller breath. Completely exhale. And then bend your knees and bring your feet just to the outside edges of the mat. And then stretch the arms overhead. Reach through the fingertips, spread the fingers, get nice and open through the chest and the ribs. And then take the hands behind the head, just interlace the fingers and do a lovely neck stretch by tucking the chin, looking down and breathing in and out through the nose. And then you can gently lower, come all the way down. Release the arms to the side. And then bend your knees into your body and pull the knees in nice and wide. As wide as you can now, bending the elbows to the outside. Take in 2 deep breaths. Very good. And then you can let your heels go, completely drop down. And then relax the arms to the side. Let your head gently roll side to side. And then you can relax the head right to the center. Lovely. Pull the knees in again and hug them together and then pull in tight so your tailbone comes off the floor. And then there, do a little rock side to side. Massage right into the low back. The elbows are bent. Breath. And now you can gently roll over to your right side and draw right up to seated position. We'll sit for a moment and take a second to just feel into how you would like to experience this day. Setting an intention for this day of how you want it to feel. And then give that intention a word. And evoke the feeling tone inside of that word. Evoking the feeling tone inside. And then you can draw your awareness back to this room, and we'll bring our hands together and bow in namaste. Namaste. Have a great day, you guys. Just in case you're finding that 6:30 in the morning is a little bit early, there is the option to tell me and I will send you a recording. Needless to say, it'll be a day away, a day behind, just because it takes a while for it to download and then for me to upload it onto YouTube. And then you can have the link forever. So you could get up at 7 and do your practice. So let me know if that helps and makes your life feel a bit more relaxed. And I'd be happy to do that.